subscribe to our channel of Light Fluid. Yes, this is a new VN on an odd day. I normally work on the weekends for videos, but it was a very tiring week, so I had to take most of the weekend just to recover from various things going on. So I'm updating today, and this might be a slightly shorter video. We'll see how things go. So I was actually asked to do this one quite a while ago. It's just taken me forever thanks to work not calming down and being stressful, and usually for January and February. But we're here now, and I will tell you up front, according to the HEO page, it is on an indefinite hiatus, so I'll be working through what we have here, and if it comes back we can pick it up again. But I will remind you now, there's no guarantee I'll be able to finish this particular VN, because it may not ever be finished, we'll see. But you can see what we have here, and you can always go to it and check it out yourselves. Okay, that's enough of an intro for this. Let's start it up. The sun shone through the clouded window, warming my numb face in this bleak morning. Along with it was a slight breeze that squeezed just strong enough to make me realise I'd been looking at my empty cereal bowl for 5 minutes straight. Considering the amount of noise coming from outside, it'd take a genius to realise I was already late. I'm not a morning guy, not because waking up is difficult, but because the overwhelming amount of chores I dramatically go over and over before I start the day. I sighed and decided to take the stick out of my ass before leaving the house. Today has to be a good day after all. Mom, I'm leaving now. Be back in a couple of hours. Wait, Lucas, let me give you a good little kiss for today. I really have to get going, Ma. Love you and see you later. I subconsciously stretched my arms, the weight of my backpack helping the motion. Well, it's time to start the day. Now, in which direction was my new school? I looked at the map on my phone one last time to verify I'm following the path I obsessively memorised. I was getting overstressed by the first day of class, so I wasn't too surprised to feel on edge until I knew everything about this school, from the location to its reputation. Well, I have to say I'm weirdly confident. I clutched my backpack, took a deep breath and started jogging down my neighbourhood. Today is the first day of my senior year in high school. Now, logic would detect that I'm excited about all this final year, being so close to college, independence, all that stereotypical stuff. If I'm being honest with myself, I'd rather do anything than go to school in the first week. The first week sucks. All we do are cringe introductions while the day progresses impossibly slowly. Also, since this is a different school, I don't have anyone to hang around with. So if it was agonising before, this year it's going to be a treat. The thought of smelly teens and loud noises made me shiver subconsciously. I'm not to be a picky eater, but I saw some reviews online about how getting food poisoning wasn't that uncommon there. Ever since last year I picked up the habit of running in the mornings. I'd rather stay inside sleeping, especially at the crack of dawn. I thought it would be a good routine to start. Before life got too hectic around 2 or 3 years ago, I was on the track team. It was something I truly loved with every fibre of my being and decided to give it a chance again. Hence I'm now trying to jog in the mornings, since doing it in the afternoon is a pain in the ass. It's also a really good way of preparing for class. It's a foolproof method to be completely awake for the first period. And so far it's improved my mental health a ton. I usually don't get up this early, but today is a special occasion. Since today is the first day, it means whatever seat we choose will be the one we'll have for the rest of the school year. And I have to make sure that window seat is mine. After some walking, I passed through a house I now recognise pretty well. I saluted the kind old lady who was smiling brightly at me. On summer break, she used to watch me pass by in the mornings each day. I was severely creeped out and a bit concerned with this lady's passage of time. But one day, when I was slipping by, she motioned me to get near her. I was pretty cautious at first, thought she'd be an evil grandmother who was going to ask me to run more quietly or something. Instead, I met this extremely kind old lady who offered me a cup of tea and a good conversation. It was pretty weird. Thought she had me confused with someone else. She just wanted to talk with someone. She's the widow to an ex-Marine, also used to run in the mornings, so she wanted to talk to me about it. She also told me it took her a bit of time to summon the courage to ask my attention. And that's completely won me over. Even though I never met my grandparents, I had this weird idea about how old people were evil. But she's one of the sweetest persons I know, and even though we have a gigantic age gap, I'd like to think of us as friends. Actually, I think she's my only friend now that I think about it. Well, that's a bit depressing to think about. Regardless, the lady, whose name's Margaret, instantly recognised me and smiled widely as I passed through the street. I told her today was my first day of school last time we met. That's probably why she's watching through the window on the other side of her house, where I don't think I've seen her. It's just so pure and nice. I should be just 10 minutes away now. Good. For some reason, Mom decided to enroll me in this school before last year even ended. I hear it had some pretty nice extracurricular activities. They are known for having clubs about almost everything. I mean, I probably won't be joining any, but it does speak well for the school to be so inclined in non-academic stuff. Well, it could just be wrong in the end. Who knows? The only thing I hope is that the year goes as fast as possible. Oh, also to blend in, I want to go as unnoticed as possible. Which I think won't be a problem. Everyone already knows each other this far into high school, so the social groups are most likely closed. There are two parts of me. The one that wants to talk to everyone and have friends. The half that I'm pridefully known for. And the other part of me who just wants to be the loner in the window seat. Had someone from the past seen me like this, would they believe it's me? Is this me?
What the fuck, asshole? You drive with your eyes closed?
Traffic light was on green, you stupid bitch. They continue to squabble until they're out of my ear range. I should pick up the pace on to secure the window spot. My light jog transformed into a stronger one. To anyone not familiar with athleticism, it looked like this is a full-on run. But this ain't my whole power. For a brief moment I considered going as fast as I could, disregarded the idea as fast as it came. If I were to run, I'd probably be stinky when I arrive. I mean, I did bring a deodorant for emergencies. It would be a bit gross to sit around with dried sweat for 8 hours. 8 hours. God have mercy. My mind was blank for the rest of the road, focusing on my breathing. St. Paul's Regional High School. So, this is my new school now. I muttered to myself, the enormous building in front of me standing proud in the chilly morning. I hear the groans of some students. They stood beside me, wishing to have another fate. Even heard one of them say, "Fuck me bareback and call me Tiffany." Whatever the hell that means. I don't want to be here. I always hated specifically the first day. Just ended up making a mess of an introduction in the end. And when you stare at the disinterest of the students when you introduce yourself, you realise you're just at the beginning of an extremely boring road called school, where things really are rock bottom. At least you can only go up from there, theoretically. God, I can already imagine myself. Hello, my name is Lucas and I like video games. Mortifying enough, I practiced my introduction beforehand so I don't end up making a fool out of myself. I thought the mirror can be a good ally. I felt really lame doing it. It's better to embarrass myself when nobody else can see me instead of a room full of judgy teens. Also, nobody will ever know, so that's a plus. I'm not misremembering. This school's also known for having really good teachers, so maybe the classes won't be as agonising. I'm not going to get my expectations high, though. After all, regardless of ratings and reviews, it's still a high school. I clutched my backpack and started walking towards the entrance. Luckily, I was walking in the same hall as some other random students, so to avoid, well, being me, I decided to focus on the conversation. There are 3 girls talking, all of whom have pretty questionable clothes for school, but hell, even I had to admit they look good in them. Aren't they freezing? It's chilly outside and they're practically naked. I'm so glad I don't have any reputation maintained with appearances and stuff. That sounds like a pain in the ass. I continued to follow them deeper into the school, just watching them complain about stupid stuff. It was quite entertaining, actually. When the girls looked back to the entrance of the school and saw me staring at them from 2 feet behind, instead of making a scene or something, she just smiled awkwardly and proceeded to ignore me. Thank you, kind stranger.
So, as I was saying, Gina Holland said Caroline told Jay, I'll only have sex with you if you beat me at pool. And then she lost the pool. Deliberately. And it's so awesome. Brooke.
I meant slutty. Apparently the one who smiled at me was called Brooke, who got flustered from being yelled at.
Sure you do, and you're still size 0 after summer break, let me guess.
You bet I am. Instead of making a scene like I'd expect from a popular high school girl, she patted her flat stomach and took the joke lightly. I had to walk a little slow as they could get ahead of me. I should mind my own business. I was lucky the girl from the middle didn't notice me. She sounded like someone who'd have over-exaggerated and made a scene. I don't really want to lose any more time. As I started walking into the school deeper and deeper, I realised I was so focused on the conversation I'd tuned out all the really loud sounds everyone else was making. The contrast from one moment to another was unexpected. It threw me a bit off guard. It wasn't unbearable, but still a bit baffling. The school was packed with people from a variety of different races, the majority of which were canines or felines. Anyhow, every single social group were hanging out with their respective friends, being loud and talking about their interests far away from the rest of the students. The division was comically noticeable. From looking for less than a minute, I could see the nerds, the geeks, the emos, and what I assumed to be the jocks and all the popular kids. Wonder what social group I belonged to in my last school, since I don't really see myself fit in any label. I was never the most popular guy around. Everyone seemed to know who I was from a packed crowd. I was always nice with everyone, had all good conversations with all of them, even making them enjoy my company in the process. But at the end of the day, I always stayed with the same 2 people. I don't have a single memory where I'm not hanging around them. Even back to when I was a toddler. They're always there, being the people I grew to love. But now they are gone, I really need to start working on my social skills. I actually was really good with people for last year. But ever since that happened, I kind of just got isolated from everyone. I think my social grace suffered the most out of the situation. Now, I just feel awkward with new people and can't hold a conversation at all. I also feel more judgy than before. I was pretty miserable during that time. I can't lie and say I just suffered. It wasn't an easy situation, but some people have had it worse. And after it all ended, I think I ended up becoming a better friend, a better son and a better brother. The twins can verify that last one. Focus on the here and now, Lucas. New school year, right? Analyse the crowded hall. It's still quite early. There are no classes around an hour, so why are there so many people here? Well, I'm not going to ask. I'll just assume people get lonely during summer vacation or excited to see their friends again. As I walked deeper into the halls, the smell started to get stronger and stronger, till I started to feel the stench of teen hormones combined with moisture. The scent impregnated the air rather strongly now that I'm a bit far from the entrance. I looked around, analysing the people near me, and realised that most of these guys had some sort of sports uniform. Oh, that's probably why there's so many people. They must have a sports team that practices before class. There was a time my brother had to wake up at 4:30 a.m. because of football practice at our school. He hated it. He was never a morning person. Since today's the first day, there must be tryouts for a team or something like that. Well, regardless if they're from a sports team or not, people need to leave their excuses and shower. Out of respect for other people, at least. At the end of my rant, I decided I had wandered around long enough. It is now time to get to my classroom. I reached out the folded piece of paper that's rested in my pocket. After unfolding it, I found my information there along with my schedule. Lucas Noir. September 7th, 20XX. Senior year. Class 4A. Locker 414. No clubs registered. Okay, so Class 4A. I'm currently standing at the bottom floor on the far end of the corridor, to be specific. But I'm pretty sure those guys are getting hiatus. I should have let Mom change me from my old school. It wasn't the best, but people weren't getting high in a corner. Well, that's out of my hands, so I'll ignore it like the big boy I am. I peeked my head to the classroom in front of me, where the professor had taken his stuff out of his bag, probably preparing for the first day. I looked at the tag in front of the door which said 1C. That must be the classroom of the first years. I'm so glad I'm past that age. I was such a hormonal mess when I was 14. I was lucky my friends were worse than me, so people always focused on them for being rats and they forgot about little old me. The good times. Anyways, I'm guessing the first floor is for all the first years. I quickly jogged to the adjacent room to check. 1D. So if the first floor is for first years, then my classroom must be on the 4th floor, right? No time to waste then. I started walking up the stairs as soon as I found them. As I went up the steps, I saw less and less people hanging around in the halls of their respective floors. Guess only first years get excited for school. Or could it be that everyone's just hanging around at the entrance, which coincidentally is on the 1st floor? Yet again, I'm not going to bother to ask for such triviality. God, could you imagine my classroom only had around 15 people? It'd be nice to have a smaller class for a change. On the negative side, if there were less people, then blending in would be a bit harder. But not impossible. Well, as long as I get my window seat, there can be either 3 or 50 people. Just so nice to stare into the sky while listening to a lecture. Surprisingly good way of studying too. Remember how my old teachers get surprised when I got high notes on exams and quizzes. I'm proud of being a fast learner. What also helps that I had to tutor my brother who was kind of an idiot when it came to academics. Well, an idiot overall. He flicked me off so many times because of it. He was super annoyed to see that I did well and he didn't, or put in the same amount of effort. He was street smart though. He's extremely perceptive with people from body language to talking. That's probably why so many people feared him, as I suppose it would be creepy to see a tall guy just staring at you, judgingly. His choice of clothing didn't make him the most approachable either. He always had his signature leather jacket and ripped jeans with him. He liked feeling like a bad boy, but he's really more like a huge loser trying to be cool. When I told him that, he yet again told me to fuck off. While laughing, of course. The 4th floor has almost no one here. Nice. So now I just have to find my classroom. Ow! Just as I was about to turn to my left, a strong body collided against me. We both fell to the ground, earning snickers and surprised looks by the 5 students hanging near their lockers. I could feel my face getting hotter as a result. In front of me, laying on the ground, was a guy who also fell due to the impact. I stood up quickly, grimacing at all the pain in my butt, but extended a hand to help him nonetheless. Hey, you okay? I think you fell even harder than I did. The canine looked at my hand with surprise, but smiled nonetheless as he took it with a strong grip. For a second I thought you were going to tell me an "I think you fell for me" joke. He maintained his bright smile. I'm fine, by the way. Simple exercise is not enough to take me down. He answered loudly, his voice so thunderous I actually cowed a bit at it. Oh, I probably would have made the joke as not being this early. I'm not exactly awake if I'm being honest. I tried to mirror his smile, attempting to be friendly. Thankfully, he seemed to notice my attempt. I'm Lucas. A pleasure. And Eric, likewise. Anyway, sorry for bumping into you. I wasn't really looking. I saw him discreetly rubbing the side of his butt. Haha, don't worry about it. It's going to take more than that to damage this guy. He pointed himself with his thumb, showing me a big smile in the process. Hey, sure. You're still rubbing your ass. He cocked an eyebrow in a playful manner. Oh, I just like touching my body. I'm just rubbing my butt as a coincidence. He winked at me while flexing. He's understandably proud of himself, having a lot of muscle on his upper body. He caught me staring at his arms, then purposely pressed them against his chest so they looked bigger. Yeah, check this out. He dropped down to the floor and started doing push-ups. What a guy. You do have a lot of muscle. You must be a success with the ladies then. the hell says that? You practice conversation starters, Lucas. Improvise isn't your thing. Stick to the original plan. Yeah, it'd be a waste not to use this body, you know? Shit, now he's going to talk to me about his sex life. I didn't get a rep because I want to get laid. He thinks I want to join the sports team this year, so I wasted no time getting ahead of everyone. Oh, a sports team? That sounds cool. It is. Last year I was on the football team, my sophomore year I was on the dodgeball team, freshman year I was on the soccer team. I'll be the best at everything. I want all the universities in the world to see my talent. He posed like I've seen heroes doing comics after they've won a battle. Wish I had that self-confidence, just randomly telling the story of my life to a stranger. While he kept doing his poses, I couldn't help but stare at this peculiar canine. He was, as he stated before, really buff. He was also on the taller side of the spectrum, having around 3 inches on me. Well, I'm not small, I'm around 5'9". His whole vibe and persona shouted jock, but he's more down to earth compared to what the stereotype suggests. His eagerness caught me a bit off guard, though. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's kind of difficult to follow his pace. Maybe I'm just too tired and feel like everything's going too fast. Yeah, that's probably it. I shouldn't just put a label on the guy after the first 5 minutes of meeting him. That's shallow. I cleared my throat to prepare my voice, so my chance to socialise like a normal person again. Be normal, Lucas. I'm sure you'll get in. You sound determined, look more than fit enough to get in. I felt my smile tremble. Probably looking fake. Thankfully, he didn't seem to notice, nor care. I know, right? God, I'm so pumped up, man. Also, a scholarship wouldn't really... A sound that resembled a phone notification came out of his left pocket. Oh, sorry, just a sec. Took a minute to read that. Then he peeled his eyes and slowly got away from me. Oh shit, sorry dude, I gotta get going. I've got someone waiting for me. Little bro's in his first year and scared to leave the bathroom. He has volleyball tryouts, you see. He inflated his chest proudly. You got any brothers? Yeah, the twins are 8, a boy and a girl. Yeah, nice. Gotta run. See you later. He started jogging down the stairs. Wait, Derek, I thought you go Joe where the classroom 4A is. It's on this floor, right? Oh, you're in the same class as me. It's the very last classroom in that way. He pointed to my right. Thank you. No problemo, dude. See you later. He started jumping down the stairs 2 at a time, so I started walking toward my class. He seemed nice, but a bit too energetic in my opinion. Especially at 7 in the morning. Being that excited this hour. Yeah, that's a red flag if I've ever seen one. I readjusted my backpack, which had loosened up thanks to Derek's shuffling, then started looking for my locker. The air on the hallway felt really nice. It's a bit stronger from the bottom floor, but not hard enough to be uncomfortable. Locker 414. Here we are. The locker's spacious. I don't use a lot of notebooks, so I have some free space. We only use notebooks for science and one for math. I should bring an extra pair of clothes or something like that. It'd be useful. Putting my things in, setting the passcode, I went to my classroom, which was exactly in front of my locker. Nice. I extended a hand and grabbed the handle of the door. I tried to open it, but it felt as if it was locked. Is this one of the doors you have to turn it towards you? I tried that, but it still didn't budge. Maybe someone locked the door from the inside? Through the hallway window, out of the 3 people there, only one saw me. It was an average girl with light-coloured clothes. Started to make gestures. She understood that I couldn't open the door. Seemed to understand quickly and got up to my aid. You have to pull, then push. When you push, be sure to do it quickly or it won't budge. She looked at the top of my chest, which was her eye level, then her gaze slowly lifted until her eyes met mine, making some intense eye contact. She blushed quite hard when she saw my face. I kind of just stared past her head to my eye level, pretending to ignore her gawk. I cleared my throat. Thank you, I was kind of struggling. The girl just kept staring at me while blushing. You feeling okay? Yes. She shouted, making me cower a little bit. So sorry. She started to tremble lightly. Are you sure you're okay? I put my hand on her shoulder and smiled lightly. Maybe she's also bad with new people. She just blushed harder and started sweating. She needed me to take you to the infirmary. I could finally feel her eyes off me, and she looked at the floor while she hugged herself. I'm perfect, don't worry. No, wait, I'm just fine. Her pupils dilated a bit. She resumed her staring. Don't judge, Lucas. Don't judge. Don't judge. I sighed and shook my head, forcing that unnerving feeling out of my body. I'm Lucas. A pleasure. Sorry I'm not the best with new people. I'm Amy. A pleasure. She seemed more collected. She's still trembling a bit. I know the feeling of not being able to communicate with new people very well, so I couldn't help but empathise a bit with her. I'm not feeling sick. I always perspire this much. Don't worry about it. She smiled excitedly to mask her awkwardness. It's okay. I'm not a social butterfly either. I get it. Oh, wait. The classroom. Is my seat taken? I looked past the girl to get a look at the window seat. It was still unoccupied. On the seat in front of the one I wanted was a black wolf looking out the window with a frown on his face. He had pretty broad shoulders and a face that did everything would invite you to approach. That's good. I can be able to hide behind him and the teacher won't even see me from his desk. Nice. I quickly went to drop my backpack there. Ah, Amy, look at you. You're completely ignored by the new guy. Probably also thinks you're a disgrace. I mean, just look at you. You're completely soaked. It's really gross, you know. Hey, new guy, should you mind if you're a traumatized child? Surprisingly, her trembling stopped since she heard the cat's sentence. Her expression immediately switched into annoyance. The cat had a playful look on his face. Reminded me of the look I've seen children do when they're misbehaving. Shut up, asswipe. I would say make me, but I don't want to get touched by you and your wetness. It's the closest you ever get to touching a woman either way. I don't want to touch a woman if they're like you. I sat down on my seat and looked outside the window, gazing at the beautiful scenery that the clouds were displaying for me, ignoring the fight I now heard as background noise. Well, they weren't really fighting, more like annoyingly bickering. I looked back to check, and the cat just kept a smug grin as he kept insulting her. She switched from annoyed to embarrassed, back and forth. I just sat there, looking at the sky while pretending not to hear them. After a bit of their bickering, they started talking like normal people. Do you think he thinks I'm weird? She asked him discreetly. I could still see her expression thanks to the reflection from the window. She's trying to look subtly at me. Failing quite miserably at the subtly part. Please shut up. I can't even hear myself losing the will to live. Oh, come on, Nico. Aren't we friends? We talked twice, including this time. Then what? That was not an invitation to increase the number, by the way. All right, I'll leave. Jeez. She got up offended and decided to sit in the middle of the back row, 2 seats away from me. I could tell she wanted to start a conversation with me again. I could hear her small whispers practicing conversation starters. Before she could make a move, the cat, who was apparently named Nico, shot up from his front seat and with a villain grin on his face approached me. Please don't attack me. Hello there, I'm Nico. What's your name, kid? He extended his hand and I shook it lightly. He had soft fur, resulting in a pleasant feeling brushing his hand against mine. I'm Lucas. A pleasure. I offered a weak, awkward smile. Well, Lucas, I just came here to tell you. You look like a complete nerd. Even though it was supposed to be a derogatory statement, his smile and tone made me doubt that. Thank you. He stared at me for a couple of seconds, his intense gaze piercing deep into my soul. Everyone here is so weird. Ah, not even a nerd. You're just like sad. Oh, okay. He chuckled. Hey, come on now, I was joking. I don't think I look like a nerd. I just have a plain t-shirt and some jeans, something that's comfy enough and looks well. Don't overthink it, buddy. He punched my shoulder playfully. Well, bye-bye. He turned around and with his back turned to me, waved as he went back to the seat in the front row, right in front of the professor's desk. Just one more year. Sometime later, I saw Derek join the class sometime after, flashing me smiles as he sat down on the random seat. After that seat started to fill in, there were none left, leaving the student mark at a solid 25. It could be worse. As I analysed the rest of the room, I was surprised to notice the variety of races was surprisingly low now. There were mainly only felines and canines. Out of all the canines, I think I'm the only fox this year, just like the rest of my 3 previous years in high school. I think about it. It's been a while since I've seen a fox. Just wolves and dogs here and there of the canines. Well, with the exception of the rare coyote or jackal. I think about it. Not only a fox is rare now, but I don't think I've seen a small canine in a while. I shouldn't really give it a lot of thought. It's probably just a regional thing. So my mind began to wander around. I decided to entertain the first thought that came to my mind, which was, of course, about them. I wonder if they'd like this school. Ethan would probably complain and annoy me about something that doesn't even make sense, while Emma tries to shut him up. It's going to be a long year, isn't it? Shortly after the bell, a male figure entered the classroom in a hurry and sat at the professor's desk while putting out papers from his briefcase. "It's all right for being late, students. I was held back by the principal." Annoying little fucker. Some snickers we heard in return of his retort. "Listen here, you punks. I'm Professor Richard, and I'll be your teacher for this last year, before you become a slave to capitalism like the rest of the adults. No, you're not allowed to call me Dick or any other nickname." He glared at the room, his gaze falling on me for a split second. "Let's try to make this year enjoyable, okay?" His bored expression betrayed his attempt at an excited tone. "So, the school budget this year is low since there are some things I can't really explain to you. But long story short, I'm going to be a professor for almost all your classes. You know, I'm only qualified for physics." He cleared his throat. "Only classes I won't teach you are your clubs, your preferred second language, and PE. Any questions?" Nobody said a word. The teacher took that as an approval sign. "Good. I've been reminded multiple times that making connections for college is important and blah blah blah. So, grab the person closest to you and turn your desk. You have 10 minutes to get to know each other." I'll continue my talk with the principal. "Behave while I'm gone." I saw some students in the middle row raise their hands. "That means no smoking, no masturbation, no drugs, no yelling and no food. I'm sure you don't want to get punished on the first day of school, so calm your hormones." All the raised hands were lowered. "Why is masturbation on that list?" He rushed to the door at a hurried pace. Before he left, he gave us one last look. "I'm serious. Get to know each other and make new friends. You never know if one of your peers might land you a job." His annoyed expression softened a bit before he left the classroom. Some people immediately turned their desk in the direction of a random person. Some other people just straight up walked out of the classroom. Meanwhile, I sat there, dumbfounded. Well, better not make the professor mad on the first day, so might as well talk to someone. I only had 2 possible options. The wolf in front of me or the guy to my right, who served as a shield from Amy. Well, only one option now. The guy to my right thought Amy was talking to him when she was trying to grab my attention. Well, I pretended not to notice, so they ended up talking. So my only option was the wolf in front of me. Just be cool, Lucas. Carefree and confident. I tapped his right shoulder twice, his head snapping quickly to my direction, making me stumble a bit in my seat. His eyes made intense eye contact with mine, his strong gaze making me feel smaller. "Nice reflex there, bro. I'm Lucas. A pleasure." I extended a hand for a handshake. He had a frown on his face. A frown I couldn't tell if it was directed to me or the entire situation. Probably both. When he turned his torso to face me properly, I could tell the guy was a bit buffer than I thought when I saw him before class. He has man boobs. I kept my hand extended, even when he made no intention of shaking it. He was just staring at it, judgingly. "Hey, come on now, don't leave me hanging." I laughed lightly, trying to ease the situation. It didn't seem to work in the slightest. This habit of constantly laughing in conversation with people I just meet tends to make the other person feel more comfortable around me. I didn't know it had that effect, but it was once pointed out to me and I thought it was pretty accurate. The wolf inhaled, then extended his hand and shook mine a bit more roughly than necessary. I grimaced a little bit, but kept my smile on regardless. May I have your name? He didn't answer right away. He just stared as he seemed to think of his answer. Zach. His voice was rough and deep. It complimented his face and body. You all screamed, "Stay away from me, I'll murder you." Which is what I wanted to do. A pleasure. He kind of nodded, then looked out the window. Well, that was rude. Hey, sorry to bother you again, but I was thinking we could do this time together. We can finish it pretty quickly so you can go back to, being alone. Nice conversation opener. You sure sound cool. I can tell you not much of a talker, so I don't tell you something about me and you tell me something in return. I looked at him and waited for an answer, his untrusting eyes analysing me yet again. Then he shrugged carelessly. Well, let's get it over with. Perfect. Well, my favourite colour is purple. What about yours? Grey. Oh, nice. Probably the first person to have grey as their favourite colour. Why am I so awkward? Are we done now? Just a couple more questions, Kate. I laughed yet again at the end of the sentence to try and ease him up. Again, it failed. My favourite subject is... science. Me too. Which one's my favourite, though? I think my favourite's biology. He just kind of nodded in approval. He waited for me to keep the little dynamic we have going on. Anyways, what do you do as a hobby? I enjoy writing quite a bit. I still have to pick it up again. I fell out of it after that event happened. And to be honest, I miss it. Maybe I'll try again later today. I found an idea of a story I really want to put on paper. Exercise. Oh, nice. Anything in particular? He shrugged his shoulders. What's your favourite food? I don't have favourites, if I'm completely honest. I smiled sheepishly. Meat. Oh yeah, meat's good. Yummy meat. He arched an eyebrow, judgingly, again. Did I say that out loud? Well, I just want to die now. What an awkward experience. I got flushed and looked down. Thankfully, the teacher entered the classroom shortly after that. 10 minutes into the year, already I want to cry. Nice. Sorry for the hold-up. Had a bit of a disagreement, but it's solved now. He leaned in a cool way against the empty whiteboard, watching us all with analysing eyes. I saw his eyes scan the room. I stopped him briefly in each of us, then he stopped abruptly in a nearby spot to my right. Hugo, what's your name?
Me? I'm Amy Adams, sir.
Her voice was more confident than I expected. I guess she's just awkward with guys her age. What did you work with? She looked flustered when she realised the entire class was looking at her, then pointed at the guy who sat between us. Oh, what's his name? She blushed and looked at the floor, not muttering a word. Nobody made a sound, besides Nico, who snickered not so subtly all the way from the first row. Yeah, I should have known you all wouldn't do shit if I'm not here to force you. He opened his folder and put out a paper. I have to call roll, so when I say your name, I'll say your list number as well. I'm not going to say it twice, so hear and remember it well. Got it? Nobody answered. Am I clear? Yes, sir. Good. He started the call. Out of the 25 people in the room, I was the 13th alphabetically. After he finished, he sat down at his desk and pulled out another paper. Your last years, you have to make new friends, okay? He stopped trying to mask his annoyance. It's the first days where he lost his patience. We're going to do this activity again. He grunted. I'm going to say your list number and which team you belong to. There are going to be 5 teams of 5. Join your team and talk with them. If you don't talk, you'll be in trouble. Simple, right? He started to say some random numbers and their team number. People were making noise with the chairs and desks they dragged across the room. Lastly, Team 5 consists of numbers 1, 7, 12, 13 and 21. The principal has forced me to do this. If I don't follow their orders, I'm going to get fired. So I start asking questions about your peers. You best know the answer, or I'm taking your grades down. You have 10 minutes. He shouted into the room. After he finished, he sighed and sat down on his desk, rubbing his eyes. Heh, even the teacher likes it here. Just stayed in the very far corner of the classroom, hoping that someone from my team would recognise me. Amy approached me with a kind smile, being completely different compared to herself from an hour ago.
Hey Lucas, you're on Team 5, right?
Yeah, I'm number 13. Amy opened her mouth, but before she could speak I saw that Zach turned his desk towards us.
Hi, you're also Team 5.
Zach nodded and looked at the ground uninterestedly.
Oh, now we're only missing 2 more people. Should we ask around or wait for them to come?
As if on cue, I saw Nico dragging his chair towards us, making a lot of noise. Given his first impression, I bet he's doing it on purpose to annoy people.
Hello! We're on the same team, Lucas. Guess fate wanted us to meet, huh?
I looked cockily at Amy, who was uncomfortable with the situation. I chuckled dismissively and smiled at him.
You shouldn't sit that close to him. You're going to scare him away.
He just shrugged.
You ever seen someone with your fur color before? You're so unique.
Only an idiot would miss his clearly fake tone. I looked at Amy, who was pretty worked up about the cat's actions.
Is that for your Team 5?
I nodded.
Oh, hey, Lucas, didn't see you there, man.
I was awkwardly waiting as he sat down, rounding up our team.
Well, that should be all of us.
We were all seated in a circle, Amy to my right and Zach to my left. Nico and Derek are both in front of me. Kind of funny how I got paired with everyone I met before class. This was an anime, I would call it plot armour. Unfortunately, my life is not interesting enough to be an anime. I'll probably be the side character that merely smiles is spoken to with 3 lines in the entire series. Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Anyway, does anybody know if we need to ask specific questions or something like that? In case the teacher asks us again.
I'll give you my social security numbers, don't bother asking.
I wasn't going to.
Not to be rude, but I don't want to be here. Took my hands out of my pockets and placed them on my desk, and Amy, for some reason, went out to touch them.
You have really soft hands.
Why? Just why? Thank you. You also have really soft hands. No, she doesn't. Her hands are crampy from being sweaty earlier.
Thank you very much.
I used the hand she was touching to scratch my neck, subtly putting them back in my pants pockets.
The things those hands...
I want to go home. So she saw my face after that because I so dramatically put her hands back to her seat.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't think I was making you uncomfortable. My bad.
She forced a laugh. She looked away, embarrassed.
Yeah, you're not pretty enough to act that stupid.
Derek chuckled at the remark as Amy looked at him intently.
He marked you, not me.
She closed her eyes and sighed.
I'm pretty plenty.
Jerk?
Whatever you say.
He replied smugly.
Okay, let's start the activity before the time runs out we get into trouble.
He cleared his throat and puffed out his chest.
I'm Derek, soon to be on the basketball team. I like sports. I'm probably better than any of you at anything I put my mind into. Nice to meet you.
He smiled brightly and looked at the black wolf, who sighed before speaking. Zach, I like silence. He glared at no one in particular. Nico stuck his tongue out in return.
Yeah, Nico, I like stuff.
He winked at Zach, who looked disgusted by his actions, not even bothering to hide it. Oh, I think I'm next. I'm Lucas. I like writing. It's a pleasure. Quick and clear, the best introduction possible. I practiced 5 different types of introductions yesterday. I sound like a loser even in my own thoughts.
Amy, I enjoy drawing,
she said in a quiet voice. She seems to be having a bad time, awkwardly avoiding eye contact. She Max Nico said she wasn't pretty, or she realised she was being weird. We fell into an awkward silence, Amy being sad, Derek and I awkwardly looking away, Zach looking out the window while Nico smiled. Hopefully I won't have that many group projects. The other groups are all laughing and smiling, but I don't have to look for more people. Not to be rude with these people, but I'd much rather do anything else than sit in this awkward silence. Derek coughed and smiled at us.
Huge, nice attitude, guys. Next question, what are you all going to study?
I was planning on
no one wants to talk, then I will. I'll say if a college and sports program is really good. Also, for you who's new here, he pointed at me. The school isn't the hardest academically, so don't worry about having little time for your club. Yeah, you still fail most classes. Didn't you have to note directives after your midterm? After he finished, an awkward silence invaded us. I guess I should pick up the conversation. Oh, so you'll stay here for sports. That's nice. And is what you want to study, though. Took him a moment to recompose himself. I know, I still have this year to decide. What about you? Pointed to Amy, who's looking quite miserable.
I was thinking of taking...
Oh, are you talking to me? I'm going to go abroad for an art programme. Flying to every single school outside this lame-ass town. I'm going to either Canada or to New York, depending on what the future holds. Amazing plan, right? He didn't wait for approval. He started saying random facts about a town up above named Dittany. I've heard of it before. The way Nico describes it sounds like a metropolis, so that's cool, I guess. You know, Amy is looking for when to intervene. Seems to be more nervous than me, which I might say is quite a feat. Hey, you quiet guy, what you doing after this year? The dark-furred wolf shrugged his shoulders again, deciding to ignore the feline. Nico opened his mouth, but Amy beat him to it.
I'm applying for this school's art programme.
She shouted quickly to avoid getting interrupted, and thought she just looked like a weirdo screaming that loud. The professor looked up from his phone and glared at Amy. Keep it low, Adams. He cursed under his breath while Amy looked even worse than before.
Sorry about shouting, but it's about me going for an art programme. I really enjoy designing things, so I think I want to study that. I don't know what type of design I want to be. There's just so many options, you know?
Try all options for trying to agree and see which one you like the most. That way you know what your real passion is. Eric smiled warmly at her, trying to make her feel better. It seemed to work since her trembling subdued a bit thanks to it. Didn't know she was trembling until she stopped, actually. Guess I'm the only one left now. Been really struggling to find where I want to be. I enjoy a lot of things, but nothing exactly my passion. But at the moment I think I want to be an architect. Sounds fun enough. God, obviously a pretty twisted definition of fun. Hey, come on now. It's relaxing to solve a difficult problem after thinking about it for a bit. Ah, you do you. Anyways, me and my bros are all going to stay with the basketball team to try and go pro. I think it's my bros and I, not me and my bros, but I don't want to seem like an ass. Yeah, your chance of becoming a pro are lower than 1%. Considering that you're an idiot, I think those chances are the best you'll ever get of becoming successful. Haha, thank you, he said in a cocky manner. I don't think he got it. Okay, everyone, time's up. After that quick dynamic, we went back to our respective seats and we finally started classes, which were, for the most part, pretty uneventful. Not for the most part, it was pretty uneventful the entirety of the day. Now I need to get past the last period, which is gym. I was surprised when the school brought around 50 pairs of clothes for us to choose from. There were only 25 of us, but I assume they wanted to provide for all sizes. But it still is a bit excessive, isn't it? The gym was surprisingly spacious, the enormous court glistening with the reflection of the sun. And there we were, 25 teenagers who awkwardly stood waiting for orders. Well then, there's Derek, who's not even bothering to hide their excitement. Derek's little tail is wagging. It's kind of cute. Well, Nico's also smiling. He has that creepy smile from earlier on his face. I just met them, I'm not really surprised. Whatever we do today, I hope I'm not against him. But today's the first day, so I doubt we'll do anything.
Hello there, little kids. Are you in the senior class?
The teacher was a middle-aged woman who, for a change, had a genuine smile on her face. Yes, ma'am.
Ah, Derek, good to see my favourite students back. Listen up, kiddos. Today we're going to have some fun. I'm sure after all those boring-ass classes, your body is aching for some action. Before that, I was told to make you introduce yourself to the class and explain the grading system. So let's do that quickly. You probably introduced your other classes, so I'm going to skip that. As the grading system was, just say that if you participate in class, you'll get a high grade. So, I was thinking, what's the best way to break the ice for teenagers? An aggressive game of dodgeball, of course. You have 5 minutes to change into your gym clothes. I'll call attendance in exactly 4 and 51 seconds, so best hurry up, buckos.
I decided to follow the horde of students in hopes they'd go to the changing room. Before change, I made sure nobody was looking at me, and I quickly put my clothes on. Then I went back to jogging to where the teacher was.
Are you going for the dodgeball team again, kiddo?
Apparently I got changed too quickly. Only me and Nico were in court. Shit, I've stalled like all the others are doing.
Well, there goes another amazing idea that comes to mind too late.
I stood a couple of steps back from, hoping to not intrude in their conversation.
You bet I am. I missed this most the entirety of summer. I'm ready to destroy people. That's the spirit. What about you? Didn't see you last year, so I'm assuming you were new.
Me? Yeah, I'm new, Mum.
Nice. Let me tell you something.
Her index finger made a come-to-me motion, being a bit scarier than it should have.
I'm going to make a man out of you. When I'm done with you, you'll be ripped and ready to destroy.
She shouted in my face, and she grabbed her whistle and blew it.
I'm taking roll now. Whoever's not here for it is absent.
Everyone else came running from the middle of the gym court.
Amy Adams, come in.
I saw her running from the changing room. The teacher chuckled in response. Then she continued taking roll. We were all there.
We're playing dodgeball. Make 2 teams of equal numbers. You have 2 minutes.
She sure loves that whistle. Everyone started running around while I just stood there, awkwardly looking for someone to rescue me. Fortunately, someone took pity on me because I felt a tap on my shoulder.
Hey, Lucas, I just want to apologise for being so weird earlier. I swear I'm not like that. I just want to start over.
She extended a hand.
I'm Amy. A pleasure.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I'm Lucas. A pleasure.
She smiled at me, a bit relieved that her new introduction worked. I mean, sure, she's weird, but hey, what's the worst that can happen?
So me and some friends want to know if you want to be on our team.
Of course, I still know everyone, so I'm happy I wasn't the last one to be chosen. I looked towards the rest of the people. All of them seemed to be comfortable with each other. Then there was Zach, who looked bored out of his mind at a corner.
Oh, wait, Amy, can I invite someone? Yeah, sure, the more the merrier.
I nodded as a thank you went to the Black Wolf and noticed my arrival. Hey, I was wondering if you wanted to join our team. He shrugged his shoulders and muttered a small grunt that I'm going to take as approval.
Oh, nice. It's good to have another guy.
I looked at the team she'd gathered and noticed. We're the only guys. I looked towards the other team, who were all guys, most of which were either taller or buffer than me. Shit. Maybe Zach will go ballistic and carry the game. Or maybe the girls are really good at dodgeball.
Oh, girls versus boys. Give me everything you've got.
She threw 5 balls into the field, 4 to our side and 1 to theirs. Nico, hadn't seen before, caught it and started making one of those taunts I've seen basketball players do when they spin the ball. It shouldn't be intimidating, but with that smile...
How come they get 4 balls? Don't be such a little bit... Start!
All conversation ceased when the whistle blew. Nico made the first move. He quickly ran to the vision and shot the ball to Amy's thighs. She didn't react and got hit. Instead of cursing at Nico like I sort of expected, she sighed and sat in the bleachers. Then she started rooting for us. They wouldn't go hard on a team full of girls, right? Then the girls that got the balls from the teacher at the beginning of the match all went to throw them. And all of them were caught. Well, in less than a minute we managed to get 5 of us eliminated.
Don't hit a girl, dude. Try me, motherfucker. Language. Sorry. Yeah, very gonna kick your butt, asshole.
Guy went completely red and shot the ball as hard as he could. Wow, it's going really fast. I probably should have moved out of the way since the girl was just beside me. It's possible I could get hit. That's exactly what happened. The ball hit my stomach pretty strongly. I held onto it as a reflex. Out! The guy, oh no so kindly, gave the middle finger while the girl just smirked. I raised my right hand in surrender, gave the girl the ball and went to lay down on the bleachers. Ow. The other girls who also got eliminated went to my side to ask if I was okay. Quickly disregarded my pain and told them to focus on the match. With half of us out, that left the count of the match 6 against 11. Apparently the rest of the guys also didn't want to hit the girls since they focused on only grabbing their shots. Kind of weird strategy, because in the end only Zach was left standing with all 5 balls on his side. A small part of me expected him to go sicko mode and win a 1v11. But in the end he just threw a ball really softly into the air so they could easily catch it. And that's exactly what happened.
Ready? That quickly? Okay, now make teams again. That's be 2 teams of 12. Want the same number of girls and guys in each team. We're not going to take the little kid of the infirmary. Go with for help, and I've seen somebody that white in years.
Some of my classmates chuckled.
Oh, wait, Teach. We go to the infirmary as well. My head is hurting a bit from all that noise. Oh, good. If you two go together, then I still need to give my class after all.
She smiled kindly.
Ready to go?
She helped me into my feet, then wrapped my arm around his shoulder. It wasn't like my leg got hurt, but since she was trying, I kept quiet.
My tummy hurts. So, I just want to say sorry for being weird in the morning again. I've been obsessing over it all day.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Just that when I saw you, I thought we could be good friends, you know? I'm just not the best with other people.
Yeah, I swear it's okay. I'm also not the best with people. I wouldn't be surprised to say more than 3 sentences without getting the other person bored or annoyed, actually.
Tell you what if we go to check ourselves on the infirmary? Show you around the school afterwards. Come on now, even buy you some chips for the trip.
Free chips. I couldn't help but feel bad for her. She seems normal now, but her first impression did leave something on me. Yeah, screw it. It's just going to be like 10 minutes either way. Sure then. First let me lay down for a bit. That guy threw a cannon. Puts my own strength into perspective when I see my classmates with such bodies.
Oh, I've got you new here. Let me fill you in. That guy's name is Ryan. He dated that girl. She's called Steph. I don't know exact nitty-gritty, but I think he shared her pictures to his friends once when they fought. So he returned the favour, printing tons of pics of his junk and posting them around school. Ryan said she edited his dick to look smaller. Since Steph is a friend of mine, I asked what it was all about. And she did edit the dick so it looked smaller. So, yeah. What do you think?
I want to live alone in my room.
Well, I'm not the biggest fan of drama, and the story's unsettling. If she edited it to look small and shared those pics, then I think that would be a cool comeback.
It wouldn't be cool. Who shares nudes, especially when they're not yours? I wouldn't send a pic of my junk to someone. Exactly for this same reason. And well, my self-esteem.
Anyways, the ball's going super fast. Surprised you reacted quickly enough to put yourself in front of the ball.
Well, she was beside me. I just wanted to look cool. I don't have the balls to tell her I didn't even move and the guy missed. Heh, don't have the balls, get it? Now my whole stomach hurts.
Don't worry, the infirmary's right around this corner.
She pointed to a door at the end of the hall. Good.
So that is part 1, Jill. Went a bit longer than I expected. That's good, considering how my cluster headaches are going today. But, so I'm going to wrap up quickly here. We will obviously return to this at some point. Let's think. Next weekend will be a shorter one because we're doing Dawn Chorus. Bjorn had an update recently. I want to get that one done. And after that, I have actually no idea what was on the schedule, so I'll check it out. I do know we have another of MC Morado stories coming up in the next few weeks. I can hopefully have some more time to record stuff. That'll be happening, and there'll be pretty much no more new VNs for a while while I catch up on a few things. But we'll be going back to the regulars, of course, with that. And before I go on my regular things, is always say thank you to all my donors on Ko-fi and Patreon. You are very much appreciated. And my top patrons are Mario Cervantes, Rafu, Bieka, Alvis Mouse Productions, Nova Starburn, Omar, Smutu, Andy Peng, Mohammed Al-Zamal, Aaron Fox, Exac, Evan King, Sindri Dragowolf, Kopi, Spiderling, Grizz, Dissonance, Saida Korval, Tiger Cub, Brian Hall, Bastian, Copas Vista, and Kartek. So special thanks to all of them. Thanks for watching. Sorry it's a bit late for this one. And yes, it'll be next weekend. We'll be looking at another Dawn Chorus. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.